So, where did we get to last week? What did we do?
We talked about questions about chapter 15.
Chapter 15. Okay. Ah, yes, that's right. It was your questions, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember now. So let me just open 16. So what happened then in chapter 15?
I
remember. I've kind of forgotten as well.
I think they met the giant spider Aragog and nearly lose their life. I mean Harry and Ron.
That's right. They went into the forest, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to find the chapter. Yes, because Hagrid told them to follow the spiders, and we were wondering why. Do you remember last week? We were wondering why Aragog wanted to eat them. If he was such good friends with Hagrid, what answers did we find for that last week about why we thought Aragog tried to eat them when they came to him for help and information?
I thought maybe he was hungry, or he was afraid of that Harry and Ron might told the secret to everyone, and the spiders won't have a home to live.
But if they trusted Hagrid and Hagrid trusted them, Harry and Ron, then it would make sense for Aragog to trust them as well. It seems that I've always thought it was a little strange that he tried to eat them or let all the other spiders eat them. And what saved them in the end?
The car?
That's right. The car came back, didn't it? Came crashing back through the forest to pick them up. So let's think a little bit about this. If we know at the beginning that it was an accident, wasn't it, that they took the car, normally they would have taken the train. No?
Yeah.
But they stole the car to get to Hogwarts because Dobby stopped them from getting on the train. So if Dobby hadn't stopped them getting on the train, what would have happened? If they had got the train to Hogwarts like normal,
yeah,
what would have happened in the forest?
Maybe they would have been killed by Aragog, or maybe for amazingly someone else saved them.
Would definitely have been a different story, wouldn't it? The car wouldn't have been there to come back and save them. So they might have been eaten by the spiders. Maybe somebody else would have helped them, but nobody else knew they were there. Why? Why did nobody else know? Where's Hermione?
She was petrified by the creature that lives in the Chamber of Secrets.
Okay, so she can't help them. She would be the usual one to get them out. What about some of the teachers?
Maybe Professor McGonagall.
Does she know that they're there?
I was thinking of that if Harry and Ron went out the castle and maybe Professor McGonagall saw them and she followed them into the Forbidden Forest and when they were nearly being killed by Aragog, and she saved them.
Okay, now we're talking about the past, and we're talking about possible things in the past. So we have to say she might have saved them. She might have seen them leaving, and she might have saved them. What could Harry and Ron have done to help themselves or to try and attract some attention? Because even Hagrid isn't there, is he? What could they have done to make people in the castle know that they're there and they need help?
Shout.
They could.
They could have shout.
Shouted. They could have shouted. Okay. Do you remember in the first book, Philosopher's Stone, when Hagrid and Harry and Hermione and Malfoy went into the forest to look for the unicorns? Do you remember that chapter?
Yes.
How did... Oh, and Neville was there as well. How did Neville tell the others that there was trouble? In fact, it was just Malfoy being stupid, but Neville was afraid and he attracted the attention of Hagrid. Do you remember how? Do you remember the part? Do you remember the chapter?
I remember the chapter, but I don't remember the part.
There, he put up red sparks.
Oh, yes.
Remember from their wands, they put red sparks into the sky. So they could have sent up red sparks. You think someone might have seen them. Maybe they could have done that. Somebody might have seen them. But I think the spiders might have eaten them. Hitting the wrong key. So it was a good thing then that they took the car because they needed it. They needed it in this chapter to get out, to get away from the spiders. Okay, let's have a look now at your at the questions. Where are we? Here we are. So, what was your little summary for chapter 15?
After Dumbledore was gone, things got even worse. Lockhart thought that Hagrid was the attacker. Harry and Ron tried to follow the spiders. Then they came into the Forbidden Forest. They met Aragog, a terrific spider which nearly killed them. Two friends knew that Hagrid wasn't the attacker.
Or they discovered that he wasn't the attacker.
Yeah, discovered.
They discovered, yes, because Aragog told them. Is that right? He told them that Hagrid didn't open the chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's some new words. These words were from different chapters. How did you get on with the puzzle?
I only got descendant. I think it's the fifth one.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this one first. Teetering. On page 285. Teetering. What was your definition for teetering?
Like losing balance and fall over.
It's almost falling over. It's kind of right on the edge of something. Let's see, where is it? Is this page 28? Where is the word teetering? Is it on this page? He was teetering on the edge of revealing forbidden information. Harry suddenly realized who Ginny looked like. She was rocking backwards and forwards slightly in her chair, exactly like Dobby did when he was teetering on the edge of revealing forbidden information. So, what can this word mean? You've kind of got one definition of it. What does it mean here? We can use the word literally, like if something is on the edge and it's almost falling off, almost falling over the edge, kind of wobbling backwards and forwards on the edge, that's to teeter. Or if you're balancing on something and you're wobbling backwards and forwards. Now, Dobby is not wobbling backwards and forwards when he wants to say something that he's not allowed to. Not really, not literally, but it's used in a metaphorical way. It's used in a kind of literary way. It's like he wants to say something. He's almost saying the thing, but he can't. Very, very nearly. He wants to, but something stops him. And that's what Ginny looks like. She's got something to say. She really wants to say it. And she is literally doing this, rocking backwards and forwards. So that's what teetering means. It's kind of like wobbling. Next one, astounded.
Very surprised or shocked by something or someone.
Feeble.
Weak.
What was feeble? Page 298. What was it that was feeble? Do you remember?
No.
Did you look up the words? Okay. Feeble. This is where Lockhart has suddenly been uncovered, hasn't he? We suddenly finally realize or finally find out that he's not the person that he's pretending to be. Where's feeble? Can you see it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Lockhart is looking up at him, feeble once more. So what does it mean, you think?
I think it's like weak or
You're right. Weak, pathetic, not strong, which would be weak. His strength has gone. His anger has gone. Over here, he's being aggressive, isn't he?
yes.
He wants to put a charm on them. But Harry's too fast for him, and suddenly he's lost all his bravery, all his strength, and he's pathetic and weak, with Harry pointing his wand at him. Vivid. We've had this word before.
Yeah, it's like something was producing very producing clearly in your mind.
Something which is very clear, yeah. It can also mean very, very bright. Which one does it mean in this page, in this paragraph then? It can be very, very clear or very, very colourful and bright. Can you see it?
Yes.
Where?
The lights slid over a I think it's at the second paragraph.
The light slid over a gigantic snakeskin of a vivid, poisonous green. So what do you think this means? Does it mean very clear or very bright colours?
I think both, because poisonous snake with poison were their skin were always like bright and vivid.
It's about the colours, because here it says green. It's a bright green colour, and it's a poisonous green. Can you imagine what a poisonous green would look like? Not a nice green. This is a kind of, maybe it's like a sort of yellowy green colour, or maybe even a sort of dirty green colour, but it's very bright colours. Serpent.
A snake, usually the large one and long one.
That's right, snake. Okay, which ones did you manage to get, did you say?
The fifth one.
A person that is related to an ancestor is what?
I think it's
A is not right.
oh, sorry.
That looks good. All right, so what does that give us then? Gives us the S. 4 down. An object that is thought to have magical powers. Did you get that one?
No.
Oh, begins with T.
Salesman.
Talisman.
A talisman.
Yeah. Okay, shall I write it in? Maybe I can do it a little faster. What about 3 across? Did you get that one?
3 across.
Oh no, I'm doing the wrong one here. Oops. That's number 4. So we've got talisman. Number 3, sticking out. Begins with J.
Jetted.
Jutting out. Okay, any more that you've got? It keeps putting dots after the letters. Just ignore the dots. You get these 2?
I'm wondering the first one is dueling.
I think so, but it looks like it's... Yes. Dueling. It's got 2 L's. I'm not sure if it does have 2 L's. Duel. So what about number 2? We're going to have to give this 2 L's. Number 2, threatening or hanging over someone. If you can imagine Snape, he would probably be doing this over somebody like this. We've had it in a previous lesson, previous chapter. No? I'm going to have to go back and look. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know it ends ing, and I can think of one word that it might be, but I'm not sure if that's the word we had. You can't think of any? You haven't got your pages there with all the words that we've had?
There is, but I don't know which one.
Neither do I. I'm just checking them all quickly to have a look. Not there. I've gone back to 12 and I can't find it. I'm checking 11. I think it's in number 11. I think it's this one. Loomed. To loom over somebody. Do you remember?
Yes.
Looming. Looming. Okay. We got there eventually. That was tricky. A bit difficult. Let's keep going. There was a great deal of mutinous muttering around the room, which made Professor McGonagall scowl. Even more darkly. What is mutinous and muttering and scowl?
Like groaning. The first one is like groaning loudly because the students still need to study hard.
For what?
For the final test.
And exams, yes. But what does mutinous mean, though? That's what they're doing. They're grumbling and complaining. But what do these words actually mean? What is mutinous? It's an adjective which comes from this word, mutiny. Mutiny is a word that you use on like a ship when all the crew do not agree with what the captain is saying, and the crew all get together, and then they might attack the captain, or they will tie him up and take control of the ship.
So it's like disagree?
It's more than disagree. It's a group of people who do not agree, who disagree with somebody who is in charge, with a leader. And they might attack or take control. They might get the leader or the captain or Professor McGonagall and tie her up because they don't want to do what she says. They don't agree with her anymore. So they're so angry and amazed that they've got to do these exams after everything that's happened that they're a little bit angry about it, and it's a little bit, they might attack, they might do something bad. They probably won't, because Professor McGonagall could probably just wave her wand like that and everything, they'd fall over, but that's what it means. It means that they are against the person in charge. And what about the word scowl?
It's like because like Professor McGonagall was annoyed and her face was like dark and angry.
Yeah, she's trying to get them under control again. She wants them to be calm and quiet. She's trying to make them a little bit afraid so that they won't mutiny. They won't attack her. And they won't say, we are not doing our exams. We refuse to do our exams. Why is there mutinous muttering? I spelled there wrong. My goodness. That should be a different there. Whoops. Why are they mutinous?
Because even though there were so many attacks and they still have to study hard and have exams, and at first the students thought there won't be any exams, so they could stop studying hard.
Yes, they can't believe that they've got to study with everything else that's happening. It won't matter that we never asked Myrtle then, he said to Harry. What is he talking about? Why is he happy?
He's talking about asking how Moaning Myrtle dead and
How Moaning Myrtle, not dead, dead is an adjective. How she
died.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why is he happy?
Because Mandrakes can because Professor Sprout could cut the Mandrakes and the and people who were petrified could be rescued, so that so they don't have to ask Myrtle because everyone will be back soon.
And so how does that help them? If everybody's going to be back soon?
Maybe they will told Harry and Ron.
Not told. Maybe they will
Tell. Who or what creature attacked them.
That's right. They'll be able to say, won't they? They can ask them directly. But why didn't he want to ask Myrtle?
Maybe she's ugly and...
No, I don't think it's because she's ugly.
and she's always crying. No, I think she'll cry because if they said anything wrong.
Yeah. Let's just see if we can find the point. He really doesn't want to go and ask her. Where is it? I can't find it. It's when Professor McGonagall says that they're... Oh, here we are. It won't matter that we never asked Myrtle then. Hermione probably have all the answers when they wake up. Doesn't say why. I think it's in a previous chapter why he didn't want to go and ask Myrtle. I think he was embarrassed about asking her how she died. He thought that was not a very nice thing to talk about. And she'll cry, as she always does, and be depressed and probably won't be able to tell them. I think that was why he was happy that now he hasn't got to go and have that conversation, because it was going to be a very miserable conversation. What did they find in her hand?
A piece of paper which came from a very old library book.
And what did it have on it? How did this help them?
It helped them, like it told Harry and Ron what creature was attacking people.
Okay, what creature was it? Tell me number 4.
It's like a basilisk. And it came out from a chicken's egg and hatched beneath a toad.
Okay.
And if you look at its eyes, maybe you shall suffer instant death, and the spiders like Aragog were afraid of the basilisk and basilisk. And the basilisk flees only from the crowing of the roosters, and so maybe that's why the roosters were killed.
Maybe, yes, because they were all killed, weren't they? All the cockerels, all the roosters. Okay, sounds like a nasty creature. But why were the people that were, and the pet creatures that were petrified, not killed?
Because everyone but except nearly handless snake didn't look straight into the creature's eyes.
So how did they get petrified then? How did they see it?
Colin saw it through his camera, and Justin must have seen the creature through nearly headless snake, and Hermione and the girls saw it in the mirror, and Mrs. Norris saw it in the water.
Yeah, everybody saw a reflection or saw it through something which blocked the powerful eyes that kill you. Why do Harry and Ron deduce that the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets could be in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom?
Because Moaning Myrtle, she died in a bathroom, and the basilisk could only get into a pipe, so maybe the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets could be in a bathroom.
All right, it's kind of putting the puzzle together, aren't they? Working it out. Perhaps the entrance is there. She saw it when it came out through a pipe. Who has been taken into the Chamber of Secrets?
Ginny Weasley, Ron's sister.
Yeah, Lockhart. What's he been boasting about?
He has been boasting about that he knew all along where the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets, and he's sorry he hadn't had a crack at in front of the monster before Hagrid was arrested, but it's all fake and lie.
Yeah, I think it's probably to have a crack at the monster. Have a crack at. What does that mean, to have a crack at the monster?
It's like a battle.
Well, to try to defeat the monster. He wanted to have a go. If you have a crack at something, it means that you try to do something which is maybe difficult. You might not succeed, but you think there's a possibility you could, but maybe not. So he was saying he could have had a go at the monster to try to defeat the monster. What does Lockhart do that proves he's not as brave and clever as he keeps telling everyone?
He was going to escape, but leaving Ginny in the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't he packing up his trunk in his room? He's putting all his things away.
Yeah.
He wants to run away. So you've just been taking credit for what a load of other people have done, said Harry incredulously. What's take credit for mean?
I think it's like cheating and taking someone else's adventures and then wrote them into his book. Then it's like stealing other people's life, and he got honor of it.
And it's the taking the honor, accepting the honor, which was not yours. It's somebody else's.
Yeah.
Somebody else did it, but you said that it was you, and everybody goes, "Oh wow, you're so wonderful." Yes, it's like lying. It's a very, very dishonest thing to do. So all of his books then were just lies, is that right? He didn't do any of those things.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what he's been taking credit for. All of the stories that he's wrote, all those books that he's been boasting about, he didn't do any of it. Somebody else did. How do you open the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets?
Look at. I think only Harry could do this, and it's like looking at the snake which was on the tab which was never worked. Then they open with Persil tongue.
That's right. They found a little kind of snake, didn't they, on the tap?
Yeah, and I'm wondering how did Moaning Myrtle open like the tap 50 years ago?
I don't think she did. I think it was opened by somebody else. And maybe it was just left open and she just happened to be in the bathroom. Somebody else must have opened it because I don't think she did.
Yeah.
How do Ron and Harry persuade Lockhart to go with them down to the chamber?
They like took away Lockhart's wand, or maybe threw it out of the window and then took him to the bathroom, and after the tap was open, they pushed him in the large pipe.
So they've got him covered. They're threatening him with their wands, aren't they? Took his wand, threatening with their wands. Although I don't think Ron's wand would be very good. It's all broken.
And when they were in the Chamber of Secrets, Lockhart not attacked Ron. He took Ron's wand, but he didn't know it's broken, and then he used a memory spell on himself.
Yes, it backfired onto him, didn't it?
Yeah.
Very funny. So Ginny has been acting very strangely for the whole year. Why do you think she's been acting so strangely?
It's hard to tell, or maybe she got something with the very secret diary that Harry found before, and she could be the Earl of Slytherin.
Oh. You think she's the one who's attacking people? Or you think she's helping to attack people?
I think yes, maybe she opened the Chamber of Secrets and killed the roosters and let the basilisk out. Or maybe she's the one who stole the diary from Harry.
Okay, yes. Probably, because she's in Gryffindor, so she would be able to go up there, wouldn't she, to get the diary?
Yeah, and I was wondering how did she get into the boys' room, because she's a girl.
Maybe there's nothing to stop people getting in and out. Maybe they can go in if there's nobody there to say, "Oi, where are you going?" Perhaps they can just walk up the stairs. They're not supposed to, but I don't think it's locked or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. What do you think then about Lockhart and all his boasting? What's your opinion of him?
Well, Lockhart was not so brave and awesome. He's just a person who really loves lying, I think, and he loves cheating, and he wants to get honor and money, maybe.
What kind of person is he then? What about his character?
I think there's none of his business in the story, because the main part of the story is when Harry and the basilisk fight, I think.
That's the kind of the what's the word? The climax of the story, when they fight. That's right. I think that's in the next chapter. But he's a pretty weak character, isn't he? He's dishonest. He tricks everybody. Or he tries to. Do you think the teachers knew that he was lying about his books and all his adventures?
I think maybe most of them would figure out that he was a liar. Although he was trying to acting brave and smart.
But if you think about it, every time it's all in words, isn't it? He always says, "Oh, I could have done that. If only I had been there, I could have done this." And when he tried to fix Harry's arm, it completely went wrong, didn't it? And all the way through, he doesn't actually do anything to show that he's good at anything.
He's like doing everything that could be fixed, but he always doing backwards.
It always goes wrong. It always works out badly. Why do you think Dumbledore employed him?
I think maybe
Dumbledore must have known that he was lying.
Or maybe at first he didn't know, but at last maybe he found out.
It's a bit puzzling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why Dumbledore didn't see what kind of person Lockhart really was much earlier. Okay.
Or maybe the defense against the dark arts is like a hard lesson, and Lockhart was famous, so he hired Lockhart to let students concentrate into this lesson.
To make students.
Oh, yes, make.
Yeah, but I don't think I would have given him the job. He didn't seem like a very serious person to me to teach such a difficult subject.
Yeah, and he let out the pixies to like make the students practice catching them.
Yeah, but he couldn't catch them himself, could he? Did you fill in the characters in this diagram?
Yeah.
Yeah? And did you write something here?
Yes, I think Lockhart was the easiest.
Can you send me photographs of this and what you wrote here? You just these 3 little paragraphs about each character?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be great, and I can have a look at what you did and send it back to you. Okay, so next week, chapter 17, I shall send that to you today. And we're nearly finished. 2 more chapters.
Yeah.
Nearly Brilliant. Okay, Isa, well done today. I'll see you next week. Oh no, not next week. Week after. We've got a break next week, haven't we? I think it's the week after that.
Or maybe you'll see the kitten.
Send me a photo. Take a photo and send it to me on the email.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah? Okay. With its name. I want to know its name as well.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Isa. See you soon. Bye.
Bye, Emma.